Yo, what's up everybody, FornaTRON here, and today I have a super exciting brand new announcement to tell all of you who follow my channel, which I super duper appreciate. So let's get into it. So I'm very excited to announce that myself and a couple of my buddies who are also big time gamers, we are launching our own game review website, and we're simply calling it Based Game Reviews. The reason why we're starting this is because we collectively have gotten really fatigued from the current model of game reviews. I just personally felt that the whole scene for gaming journalists seems to be a lot of activism and just a lot of like background politics. Either that or they show their personal bias for like whomever is their biggest ad supporter or their biggest contributor via free stuff or money or who knows. And it just really shows like that a lot of these gaming journalists have almost zero integrity and they can completely be bought, and it's just a real bummer. You'll see some of these games that you know are terrible, that are just complete dog shit, and they get like these favorable reviews, and you're just like, how is that even possible? And then as a gamer, you get gaslit into thinking like, oh, you only think that it's a bad game because you're blankist, like you're a blankism or whatever. It's like, no, dude, like I've been playing games for a long time. I know which games are good. So that was kind of the behind the scenes reason why we decided to start this. And I'm just really happy to introduce to you Base Game Reviews. So let's have a look. All right, so this is the main homepage here. It's ever evolving. We're trying to make it look as like sleek as possible. You'll notice first thing right off the rip, no ads, and we're not going to have any ads. So the way that we support our website is through making YouTube videos and just from viewer support, and maybe we'll have a podcast announcement possibly coming soon, and maybe we'll have other avenues that the viewers can support us so we don't have to rely on ads. And that's just something that we want to do. Plus we just don't like the clutter of ads. I think it's bullshit when you go to one of these websites and their page is literally half ads or like 70% ads and then 30% content. So when you visit the website, you've got our 3 most current articles right up here. All right, so let's check out our review system here. So I'm going to click on this last review that I wrote here. This is for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and you'll see that all of our reviews are fair. So we have sections that are repeated through all of our reviews. So we have story, which is worth a total of 20 points, and it has subsections. So the intro, cutscenes, world building, overall story. You got graphics, which is a total of 15 points, and then subsections, character models, environments, special effects, audio, which is also worth 15 points for ambience, boss music, sound design. We also have a section for performance when we review new games, because we think it's important to rate them on like if they're able to achieve a stable FPS, or if they have any like major bugs or crashes or just game breaking issues. We think that's important, that should be shared. We also have gameplay, and you'll see here gameplay is worth the largest chunk. It's worth 40 points, and that's the whole point, is because we are gamers and we value gameplay, and that's why we feel it's the most important section and it should be worth the most. So you'll find games that like maybe they have really insane graphics and reviewers will still give them a favorable score even though that their gameplay is dog shit. Hellblade 2. So we made it so yes, you could still rate a game really high for graphics, but if it has a really low gameplay score, it's not going to come out overall as a great score. So this is a perfect example. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, it has incredible graphics, but the gameplay is just not there. So the game came out as a 67 out of 100, so a fair score. When you look at our score system here, you'll see like if you're within these score frames here, you're either like terrible, mediocre, fair, good, great, incredible. Any game rated incredible we think should be a game of the year contender, because that's just, if it is incredible, it should be game of the year for its category. But you'll see here like these reviews, they're very fair, and we make them very transparent how we do our scoring, and that just makes it a better read. And we also make it so At the bottom of each review, we have like kind of like a TLDR. So if you don't want to read through all that, you just want to get the gist, boom, it's right at the bottom here of all of our reviews. Another cool thing that I love that we made for our website is we are very transparent about our review system. So if you go to the reviews and then you can go to score breakdown, you can see how we choose what we're going to rate each subsection. So for story, you can see for intro what a terrible game should be, or a mediocre, like a 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, all the way to 5 out of 5 incredible. You have this breakdown for each subsection, so you can go through yourself and you can be like, wow, okay, they rated it as a 4, but from their own description we think it should be more of a 3, and you can leave a comment, and then if we agree with you, we'll change the score. But you'll notice that even if you change some of the subsections, their overall score still might fall under like good, mediocre, great, whatever. But still, we're very transparent of how we set up our score system, because we think that's important, because a lot of the times you'll see a score on another website and you're just like, how did you arrive to that? Or especially when they do decimal point scores, you're like, how did you give that like an 8.4? What's the 0.4? Like, what does that even mean? We also made it so each game, when it's a new release, we can give it bonus points. Games that we didn't play on release or retro reviews that we do, we don't have a bonus point system for those games, but the bonus points are more for accessibility and what we believe is accessibility. I don't think difficulty is an accessibility feature. We think things like remappable controls, colorblind options, audio-visual cues, and assist modes for QTEs, we think those are appropriate accessibility options that we would like to see in more games, but we're not going to punish games for not having these. These are nice bonus points. They're only worth 1 additional bonus point, so they're not going to really like make or break your score if you don't get any of these or if you get all of them. Another great thing that we've added to the website is you can review games yourself with our scoring system. So if you go to reviews and then choose review a game, we have our template here. So let's say you want to review Black Myth Wukong when that comes out. So you could put Black Myth Wukong, and then you can put in your own score once you've played the game, and it only allows you to put a score between 1 and 5, and that's again to prevent just haters from putting in a bunch of zeros. You can't put in a 0. It has to have a minimum score of 1. So you can put in whatever you want here, and then it'll take down that score, and then you'll see like it gives you the total, and it also gives you like if it's a good, great, incredible, or terrible or mediocre game, and you can do that yourself. And then that way you could just like take a screenshot and then share it yourself. But this is so you can use our very own review system to review games yourself if you're into that. We also have other reviewers. It's not just me. So I'm going to hand it over to one of our other reviewers, Warawana, and he's going to talk more about himself and then why he decided to write for the channel.
I'm Warawana, current writer for Base Game Reviews, and I've been gaming for just under 30 years. My dad got me into gaming when I was 5. So the reason I don't like the current structure of reviews is it's just like an arbitrary number and then they work their way back from there. Fanboys will just give it a 10 or give it a 0 depending on what side of the fence they're on. And it doesn't really give much substance to people like wanting to find out about the game before they play it. Like, time is short these days. You know, we don't have time to sort of download a game and play it for 4 hours, you know, through the tutorial just to find out you don't like the end game. So the structure of Base Game Reviews is done so that if someone likes the story and they value the story a lot, they can look at the story section. If they value gameplay, they go to the gameplay section and make sure it's got a good review there. The reason I wanted to write for Base Game Reviews is because I feel like I'm really good at being unbiased. Like, I know when I'm saying something that is biased, and I know when I'm saying something that is a factual statement. And I feel like I'm good at seeing things from other people's perspectives.
And another great feature that we've also built into the website is our BGR score database. This is so you could kind of get a bird's eye view of the average score that we're giving games, and you could see the average scores for each major section. And then we also have like a cool bar graph, and it shows you all the recent games that we have done reviews for and what their scores are on this bar graph here. If you're into that nerdy detail like I am, I think it's really cool. You can also just like pick out like who had the highest total score, and you can see 2 games here, which is Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Both received a total score of 92, so that's the highest score. You can also see who has the lowest total score. At this point right now, it's Hellblade 2, unfortunately. And you also scroll down and go to like Game of the Year contenders, and any game that got a score of 91 or higher will be listed here, so you can see who we've considered like the Game of the Year contenders. A lot of cool stuff happening on this website. We are just super stoked to launch this, and any new game that we play, we are going to post a review here, and hopefully we hit all the games that a lot of people are interested in. I just wanted to share this with all of you who check out my channel, which I really appreciate, and we just love it if you started visiting our website and leave a comment under any of the reviews, whether you agree with them or not. All you need is a Google account, and you can log in. That way it's safe, and you're not having to make a random login for a random website. It's just done through your normal Google account, which you probably have. That's how we want to keep it. We want to keep it clean, keep it tidy, and it's just game reviews. It's not gaming politics. It's not like PlayStation ponies or Xbots or just any of that crap. We're just here for the games, no matter what platform they are. We want to play the best games, and we want to point out games that are bad for a good reason, and then also point out games that struggle with their performance or have like unacceptable issues with them that should never be on a launch title or a game that is charging $70 US. We just want to make honest reviews that are actual gamers and not made by a committee and not made by people who have some kind of background agenda.
Yeah, so definitely go check out Base Game Reviews, and see you there.